how to watch deer for kids. So if you've done okay, what you're going to be seeing is a huge herd of deer grazing, perfectly relaxed and happy as far as I can tell. This is recorded today, 6th of June 2019 by me, Mike Downs, and we're going to have a look at the title, which was How to Watch Deer for Kids, and of course their parents, appropriate adults. I started off walking and eventually I had a sight which greeted me like this. Notice the roll in the hill. In other words, we can only see the deer's body. You've got to be quiet and look and listen. Spotted me. The chances are that the deer will probably know that you're there before you spot them. I could say that this is quite easy after 5 years of wandering around this place, at least 5 years, to know where they are, but it's really not as easy as that. And the reason I'm just voicing over or talking to you about how to watch them is I'm going to take an awful lot of cues from the animal behaviour of me as a human to ask the question over and over again, which is, if I was a deer, what would I do? Keep looking at that ridge there. There we go, look, second head comes up, third head comes up, and in a moment quite a few more which are just over the ridge there. So if you were an animal like a fallow deer, which is a pretty big animal, let's be honest, everything you see is times by 2. So in other words, when I've recorded it, I'm doing it in double speed. So somebody in that deer herd has decided to say, hey, let's walk down a little bit and get out of sight. We know that there is something unusual on the horizon, which is probably about, it looks level, doesn't it? But I think yeah, that's level, but I think it's about 8 metres down. You'll see in a moment in the clips coming up how I've managed to get a little bit higher than them. So the whole point is, in the normal way, I'm using a regular Android mobile phone on the back of some binoculars, and the binoculars are Nikon 10 times by 40, so that's 10 times magnification, and this is probably about 150 metres away, and then the binoculars and the phone is on a tripod, and that's why it's so stable. Then using Open Camera Android, I'm able to slide in and zoom in. So at this precise moment, we can see that we've probably got to a time when the deer have walked off. So I've gone round the corner, not very far away. This is the same kind of area, it's just a few metres in a different location. This time I'm probably about 10 to 12 metres higher than the deer. And we can see that there is one in dead centre, of course, feeding away. This is more or less about 11 o'clock in the morning, and a lovely June summer's day. Keep looking if you can into the shadows, because there are lots of deer there that are laying down and shaded. Deer will come out in the mornings to feed, and then in the evening, and then once they've fed on pretty much anything, they will lie down and take it easy. There's also a time when female deer, of course, are having babies, fawns, which may be lying down in the grass. I didn't see any small deer today. But the whole point of this is, what can we learn by just looking and listening? The chances are that even if you go down from this distance away, and I think I'm more or less about 200 metres away maybe, I'm actually still on like a semi sort of public road. It's a concreted road by somebody's, like, couple of cottages there on some cut wood, and I've got the tripod up high and I'm just looking down at that area. That's the full area if we look through the binoculars zoomed right the way out, because of course depending on what binoculars you use or how you record, I'm getting the black borders. If you want to count up, we can. I think I counted about 40 to 50, scanning round. I would say that none of them are aware of me. I guess also part of what you're seeing here is an attempt as a library clip with my narration. I mean, I was a primary school teacher in the UK, so I taught children between 7 to 11s, sometimes as young as 4, which meant I had to teach across all of the subjects. So you became a generalist. I don't know what that is there. See, there's 3 or 4 deer left of screen just going together, and there's a few more that are coming together as well. Can you see the 2 darker deer, melanistic I think, or on the left there? Possibly they've spotted something that I can't see, maybe a dog walker. Why would the other ones come up? Anyway, the point of it is that if you're trying to do this yourself, you could spend a long time wandering around, and the more, should we say, frustrated or tired you get, you might start talking. If you start doing that, your voice can carry, and the deer or any other animal for that matter will be gone before you even get close. Just love the way that deer hide in plain sight in the rolls of the fields. You can see top left of screen that there are quite a few that are sitting down in the open field, but if you look back a bit you can see that if it's, I reckon from their point of view is, you know, the thing is, even if it's not public land, but even if I or you were going to have a wander down there, you would not get farther than 3 or 4 paces in, and all of these deer will be disturbed and they'll be gone. At this moment, if you look at the top right, you can see the deer are just shading, and they're really, really close together. Again, just to repeat, I'm not any way skilled at fallow deer behaviour or observations, or I don't hold any qualification in it, but what I do hold literally is 2 ears and 2 eyes, and this weird ability, which I hope we all have, to spot animal shapes from a long, long distance away. I mean, the only way I can say this is just get in the woods or get out and about and see. If you can just think on the horizon or something that just looks like it either shouldn't be there or that looks like an animal. I mean, from this distance, as you know, somebody else I spoke to today, and when I actually looked at it, I was like, oh my god, this is like being on safari. It's just the most odd thing to think that this actual spot is not even about 1.5 miles, not even that away from one of the busiest northeast roads in and out of London. This whole area is probably about, I don't know, 15 miles from the centre of London, maybe 20 miles. But the point of it is if you fold yourself in the pockets of the natural land and the natural fields and what little forests we have left, there is a whole different world that is going on out there. Fallow deer going about their business. I think my whole filming from start to finish was no more than about 21 minutes. So if you did want to see this in real time, obviously not with my talking, is just go on to, you know, the YouTube settings and slow this video down by 0.5 or half, and you'll actually see them walking and eating. And there's that deer top right there that's got some kind of issue with its back. It's been actually gnawing away at its own back there for a long, long time, all the time we've been sat here. And again, you know, we had a lot of rain yesterday, and the way that these, you know, this lovely blue sky and these white fluffy clouds are just pushing the sun in and out, you get some really, really lovely colours. Now, we are getting right to the end of this, where I decide that I can't, although I'd like to stay there all day long, we're just going to have a look around the corner, which is like to the right through these trees, and there's another field out there which is going to start looking like this. And this is a good example where all you're going to see dead centre there is the tiniest of 2 or 3 heads in the light. There you go. Hello. You know, straight away they're spotting. And if you can get, you know, an idea of saying, look, if they're walking at a pace, then where are they walking to? Try and put your camera or your recording device or even your own eyes at a level where you think they are going to, and they're just walking through the long grass. The more I look at this sequence of clips, I'm actually wondering if there could be some babies that are sitting in the long grasses down there that are being tended to. I can only see about 3 there. That's the thing, is sometimes you can see 1 or 2 deer, and it could get up to, in this particular area, about 150. Sorry, I got distracted there. I was looking at the bird of prey, the buzzard there. I have got extra buzzard clips. So we've got this 3, and I hope we learnt just something by looking and listening. It wasn't a huge teachery thing. It was just to say, look, here is a model to say that once, if you come out and you start looking and you find something by local knowledge or asking around or whatever, and you're new to this is a whole new, most fantastic and fabulous world of nature that you can find on your doorstep. This was Essex, England, northeast of London. And this was me showing the final clip, and of course I was at YouTube /Mike Downs. Thanks for watching.